Hello and welcome, I'm DDF Racer and today I'm going to be taking you behind the scenes as a Simracing Commentator. The other weekend I had the opportunity to join Lewis McGlade and Aidan Millward in the commentary box for the Virtual Endurance Championships 8 Hours of the Nurburgring, helping talk through the final 2 hours of the race. Sadly, I missed my chance to say hi to Chris Hay, who also lent his vocal talents earlier in the broadcast, but who knows, there's plenty of VEC races left this season. Now, the Virtual Endurance Championship is currently in its 12th season and is the premier online championship for rFactor 2 and endurance racing and features some of the best sim races around. Each race has its own official live broadcast which you can find over on the VEC's YouTube channel, link in the description, and thanks to the awesome work of Jimmi, Allison and the rest of the team, features full race direction, action replays, lap times, circuit trackers and commentary throughout. The quality of the broadcast is up there with some of the best in the business, so it is always a pleasure to step in and help out these guys. My first taste of the VEC was in June early this year when I was invited to help out as a commentator for the finale of the previous season, the Le Mans 24 Hours. Since then, I've signed up to the championship as a racer myself, and I'm currently participating in the feeder series, the Virtual Le Mans Cup or VLMC, which you may have already caught a live stream of if you follow this channel. As a driver, it is all about number one. You got to keep an eye on your tyres, your fuel, the lap times and so on, whilst, of course, actually driving the car and staying out of trouble on track. The more straightforward the race, the better usually. However, as a commentator, you have to try and keep an eye on the entire field whilst being unbiased, and you're always hoping for some kind of excitement, some kind of action, you know, some close racing, some incidents and just some drama to help propel the narrative of the on-track action. When you are commentating though, there is absolutely no time to do any research, so it's always best to have as much information readily available as possible, and the more screens you have, the better. My current setup has 2 monitors, however I also use my phone, and if I have a laptop handy, I'll use that as well. Not to mention any paper printouts which may be stuck around the room too. However, the single most important source of information is the live tracker. Now this shows you where everybody is running in the race, the gaps, the fastest laps, etc., and is the easiest way to see where all the close battles are and who's in the pits, who's setting fastest lap times for example. All of the commentators are also required to join the race session in spectator mode. Now in rFactor 2, this allows you to look wherever you want on track and is independent to the broadcast. This basically lets you suss out whether something is worth mentioning, and if it is worthy of showing on the broadcast, then there's an app which we use, which switches the main camera feed and goes out to the live stream. The actual commentary itself is all run through Teamspeak, with all of the competitors in the race required to join and be in their own channels for their own respective teams. Now we as commentators also have our own voice channel, and this is the audio that gets broadcast over the top of the stream. We also have the ability to drag in drivers and guests from other teams, usually Trevelyan-Johnson, into the voice channel for the commentary for interviews throughout the race for some extra insight. In addition to this, the race director, either Jimmi Allison for the VEC or Sean Jacobs for the VLMC, has admin rights over the whole of the Teamspeak server and can either broadcast to individual teams or the whole grid to, let them know about penalties or Code 80 safety cars, that kind of thing, or you can just broadcast direct to us in the commentary booth without going out to the stream to either give us pointers about the race or just give us a hard time.
I think Jimmi Allison's tired, bless him. It's alright. You wait till the 24, mate. Listening to my puns all night. I'm going to fly over to Denmark. I'm going to sit in your basement with Bailey and we're just going to talk rubbish. There will be. I'll dig one. I'll dig a basement. He says there's no basement. There will be. I'll bring an excavator with me.
I think maybe the same excavator he wants to bulldoze this track by the looks of things.
Is he not a fan of this, sir?
I don't believe Jimmi is a fan of the Nurburgring.
No, do you not think so?
Go f*** off.
I've heard... Yeah, no, he's just said it as well. He's a really big fan of the Nordschleife though. So that's good.
Season 13 confirmed.
Exactly, go to the 24 Hours of the Nordschleife.
Any extra information you have is always nice to have though. I maintain a couple of spreadsheets throughout the course of the season with previous race results and current championship standings, which is extremely handy to use when you just want to throw some random statistics into the broadcast and just help to, give the battles, give the positions a little bit more context.
That car's yet to score a point this season, so their current finish would be a healthy one.
Oh, of course, yeah, of course. I thought they'd been on the board so far, but no, they're currently running in. Currently running in 8th, so that would net them. Let's have a look at the point score.
4 points.
4 points indeed, and if they can get that position, that'd get them 6 points as well. So,
absolutely,
yeah.
We only have 2 teams in the hypercars class that have been on the podium in both races. That's AAA Esports and Edge Esports. Only one of which is on the podium this time out at present, and that's Edge Esports. AAA Esports, Risto Capit behind the wheel. The one that we are still looking at. No, we're not. He's in the background. They were on the podium twice with a race win last time out. They're currently not on the podium this time. They need to get by one Echo to get back onto the podium. Not so great.
Now at this point, you've got the basics, and that's pretty much all you need to go commentating. The rest is just about being able to talk and be entertaining, which, to be honest, always seems a lot easier said than done. At the start, there are always nerves, but once you settle down and have a few exchanges with your co-commentators, then it just feels like you're all there, watching a race, having a chat with your mates, and just sharing the hobby that we all have as sim racers.
We can have a little bit of a crossover point, provided he is actually still here, because he'd messaged a little bit earlier saying that he was. Is Spreadsheet Boy here? He is here. Daniel D. Finney, hello.
Hey Lewis, hey Aidan, how are you going, guys?
Hello.
Hello. You join us from the other side of the planet.
Yes, sunny morning here in Brisbane, Australia, 8 AM, getting ready to do the handover while you guys head into the night here at Nürburgring.
As you join us, I don't know if have you. I'm assuming not, based on the fact that it's first thing in the morning, and you probably have not paid attention to anything in the race because you've been getting some lovely beauty sleep.
Well, I've been here for the last half an hour or so, just quietly lurking in the background, listening to you and Aidan. Yeah, the rest of the race is a little bit unknown to me, so this could be a rather convenient time to basically talk me through the highlights of the race so far. Let's have a nice sort of wrap up and get me up to speed, as well as anyone who might be just tuning in on the broadcast as well.
Well, I mean, I would love to, but I cannot remember anything. But I will give my best go. My best go indeed. So Dennis Lind got pole position earlier in the race.
The other thing to note, Dan, is if anybody wipes out at the chicane, it's because someone took out the brake marker boards.
Markers. Who was it again?
It was one of the hypercars. Just got caught up behind a GTE miscommunication off onto the grass. So that means I should hand things over to Dan.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And then me and Dan are going to take it to the end.
Way.
Great to be here, and great to meet you as well, Aidan. Good job, guys, so far. You
briefly.
Yeah, I think you've earned yourself a good rest, mate.
Best of luck to both of you for the end.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Goodbye.
Bye. And now it's me and you until the end.
It is indeed for the final 2 hours here at Nürburgring, as the sun is starting to get a little bit lower in the sky, but it's kind of hard to see because it looks like there's a few clouds in the way.
We're not expecting any rain towards the end of the race. Edge Esports came into this. I got a message from. Actually, I'll see if I can read it out. What was it that he said? If there is no rain before the race start, don't expect any more rain later. And so they've kind of been like, it's not going to rain through the race. And currently 6 hours in, they're absolutely spot on.
You'd be absolutely amazed at how quickly the 2 hours can go by as well, when you're constantly going from screen to screen on the lookout for small gaps and exciting things to talk about.
That battle for second and third in the GT class, by the way, you can see it on your screen on the left-hand side. It's that battle between 24th and 25th place. It's about 6/10, 7/10 between the two of them. We will cut to it as soon as there is anything major going on, don't you worry.
And these two are the closest gaps in the field, really. Obviously the battle for P2 in GTEs and the battle for P10 in GTEs. I think the closest we've got on the rest of the track is maybe 6 seconds between... That's not even a battle, that's the gap between the LMHC and the LMP2. When things aren't quite as exciting though is also just as important, as it's the commentator's job to keep the broadcast interesting and fill in the gaps, especially in endurance races. With longer races, there's often going to be periods when all the cars are spread out on track, all the gaps are pretty big and not really much exciting is happening, so this is a good time to throw in some off-topic stuff.
Are you doing the next round?
Yes, next weekend at Imola, driving the car again.
We'll be commentating.
Oh, excellent.
So I'm sure I'll rip into you, it's fine. Any Sancho driver, it's a good excuse.
Oh, well, that's the thing. I'll just, I've got the feeling that someone's always talking about me, and I know it's you now.
No, it's genuinely, it's me. It is just me. Everyone closes up at the same time, so we'll have no battles. Oh, we've got 2 battles going on at exactly the same time. Of course we do. just your moments, lads.
Yeah, if we could spread this action out over the course of the race, give us something to talk about consistently, as opposed to just everything all at once and then nothing for an hour. Yeah,
you'll get full broadcast time if you just leave it for like 10 minutes. Jeez.
I suppose this does give us a chance to chat in between, though, and talk sim racing, rubbish. Talk nonsense. Yeah, talk nonsense. That's more like it.
I don't have to worry about anyone getting away ahead because the car ahead is also a lap ahead.
Yeah, that is true. We were talking about sandwiches before, and it's a lap sandwich right there.
It's a lap sandwich, is it?
Well, that's the best I could do, I guess.
I think it's more lap bread. It's because the sandwich, again, as we said earlier, the sandwich is named after its interior.
Of course.
I know. I went to school in a place called Sandwich, so
yeah,
I'm well versed in sandwiches.
And now you mention it, the concept of a bread sandwich isn't really too appealing.
No, it is not. That's a Big Mac. It's got bread in the middle of it. What's that about? So unnecessary. Other burgers are available and they probably are better. It's fine. This is Jimmy who's getting in trouble, not me. It's fine.
It's also important not just to add drama for drama's sake, but to focus on what the viewer is actually seeing on the broadcast, making sure you ramp up the energy as and when is required. For example, when there's some close battles on track, when there's potential car-to-car contact happening, that kind of thing. Can I just point out very quickly that P9 in the GTEs has now fallen into the mix, so we've got 9th, 10th and 11th absolutely nose to tail. Ooh. I think Tim Ulrich in Motorsport Sim Racing 76 has made a pit stop perhaps, but yeah, it's very close now. There was a gap there, but it's nose to tail now. Exactly,
that is indeed for position. Wow. 3-way fight for the final points. Oh. Everything's happening. Oh! Jinxed it. Marius Nikolai just clipping the back of T3, cutting the inside of T1 of Yokohama. Now they're going to be side by side into the arena section. Chris Sever on the inside of Marius Nikolai as we head through this bit. Hopefully, I think Chris Sever is he is going to get through. I thought they were going to stay side by side through this bit. Oh, I was hoping for it. No. Marius Nikolai didn't manage to hang it around the outside. So Chris Sever does gain that position through that, just clipping of the rear end of the BMW. Okay, this looks good. Oh! Okay, now I said this looks good because he was carrying some really... He caught that line, which is going to carry him some really, really good momentum through the corner. Didn't quite expect Eric Schmieder to get hooked on the curb that badly. So had to yank himself on the brakes.
Yeah, it's all good getting the momentum through the corner, apart from when there's a car directly in the way.
So that was 10 years ago. Okay, do you want to know who won that race? It was Juices, and it was Eric Schmieder.
So if anyone can hold on to it, it's definitely going to be Schmieder.
I remember reading that, and it's only just come across my mind again how impressive that is. 10 years ago. Oh, did it! Oh! Very well covered off there. Nearly had that door open by the Singularity LMP2. That's super, super tight.
It's got a very good run up the hill though through the Schumacher chicane. And what do you think? Is he going to go for it? He's going to have to try the outside. Looks like Schmieder's defending.
Oh, maybe. He's giving it a good go. He's also defending for his teammate who's not that far behind, I think. I'll have a look at this in a second. He's going to go for that cutback out of varsity. He's carried the momentum out of the corner. You've got Edgy Sports. They think, no, I'm not going to get past this. I'll let you do it. Oh, ACR try and go around the outside. They're going to be side by side through Van Bogen and up towards the NGK chicane. Eunice Rabbio should be able to get this one done. Is he going to cover him back off? Oh, but Eric Schmieder's going to come back down the inside. Is there going to be contact? Yes, there is.
Oh, he's gone over the chicane.
Oh, I'm not sure about that one, Eunice, though. That is exactly the opposite of what happened last time.
Now, if he has to hand a position back, I'd say that's definitely something he has to hand a position back for.
Yeah, because he cut the chicane. I don't think he needed to.
Yeah, very wise of him to back out of it there and just not run over the chicane again. Oh!
No, wrong side, mate, wrong side. Oh my God, he's on the grass. 2 wheels on the grass. Give him some room, Eric. Some room.
He's gotta leave him the space.
Come on. I mean, I know he moved up when he was off the circuit, but you've got to move back. Here he goes down the inside. There's contact.
Oh!
That was Eric Schmieder coming across. That was 100% Eric Schmieder coming across Eunice Rabbio there.
Oh, it looks like Neuendorf has made the move, coming into Coca-Cola, by the way.
Oh, he has indeed. We'll have to go to that. P26. They're side by side in the start-finish straight right now. Kosesna getting back up the outside. He's going to have to go late on the brakes. Neuendorf, though, super late. Going to go for the cut back. I don't think it's going to work. And that Corvette, after scoring no points this season, is now up into 4th place. Incredible drive.
That's an amazing drive.
Absolutely superb. Now we've really commentators cursed them. I think we should get off of them for a second. In the final points man position, but that's the position that satellite car is in. Left or right? He's going to try going left. There's maybe not enough room. Oh, he's trying to go for a gap which is on the grass.
Oh, that was a bit tight.
It was tight. Oh, he's going to dive on the inside of the final corner. That's not going to work. That's just going to cost you all the momentum on the back on the start finish.
Although it looks like he did put Ulrich slightly offline as well, looking in the mirrors, and it's not the worst of runs, that's for sure. He's going defensive. Ulrich into turn 1. He's heading towards the inside, and Nikolai trying. No!
Contact! Oh my goodness! That was clumsy. Sorry.
Oh, just lock the rears. Span the car around. It was inevitable, really. As soon as you saw the car starting to go, you knew it was gonna get him. There's no two ways about it. But
hanging on. Ulrich's hanging on. Yeah, he feels like he should have dropped that position back. So Marius Nikolai is going to gain that one. Fairly respectful. Oh, Marius Nikolai loses.
Immediately starts to lose the rear as he gets the position back.
Now he just cuts straight across the wheel. I can't watch it.
Nobody wants P10 in GTs. Anyway, I hope this gives you a little bit of insight as to what's involved in being a sim racing commentator. Now, of course, I can only speak from my own experience, doing this all off my own back with the VEC, with my own equipment, in the comfort of my own home. Sim racing, under the much larger banner of esports, is an area that is currently growing massively and is becoming much more popular every single year, with plenty of attention from professional racing organisations such as McLaren. Now, of course, there are much larger events out there with official prize money on the line. Now, these events fill out entire function rooms and actual physical commentary booths with actual physical commentators right there at that moment, and hired sim rigs and actual sim races being there as well. It's an actual physical event, all in the same place and all at the same time. Now, I don't pretend to be anywhere near that level of broadcast, but like I said in the video, we all do this off our own backs in the comfort of our own homes, and it's just nice to have the opportunity to kick back with a few sim racing mates and just talk about a race for a few hours.
That Sancho outfit, they've got some super strong drivers across all 3 of the cars. I was speaking to Ed about this as hypothetically, if I were to enter in one of those cars, I would be the slowest. And not being egotistical, I don't classify myself as a ridiculously slow driver. I can get the car around all right, but in that car I'd be flat out the slowest. Fit that, and not only that, they have so many aliens in the car as well.
It's so true.
You think of Jarl and all that lot, and even Goran and Eunice himself and people like that. They've got some serious talent behind the wheels of those cars.
Yeah, exactly. And as the new addition to the team in the VLMC, I kind of feel like the the meme with the Mandalorian just looking up the rest of the that's me looking at the rest of the Zencho guys.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's just you can go and do 100 laps on the practice server. Set your best time. It's like I love the car. The setup's great. The time's great. And then someone like Jarl comes along, 3 laps, boom, 2 seconds faster.
Yeah.
Now, if you enjoyed the video and the insight as to what it's like being a sim racing commentator, then you should probably consider pressing that like button and share your thoughts in the comments, guys. I always love to hear from you. Also, if you want to catch my sim racing commentary and just other sim racing content in general in the future, then press subscribe and press the notification bell. Thank you so much for watching, guys.
MC and of course VEC will return in 2020, and we will see you then. So until next time, thank you very much. Have a great Christmas and a very warm goodbye. Are we allowed to talk? Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I can say.
Yes.